Okay, hi you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Janae Lachey, your realtor. I'm here because I am finally giving you guys a 60-day update from passing my real estate exam. Today marks the 60th day that I've had my license. So, a little background. I passed my test May 7th, 2026, and today is July 7th, 2026. And I'm hoping, actually, I probably won't be able to upload this video tonight because it's super late. So it'll probably go up tomorrow. Um, but I wanted to get on here and really talk to you guys about everything that I have experienced in these last 60 days. And if I'm being completely honest, it's been a bit of a struggle because I have to be honest, I haven't sold a house yet. However, what I have experienced in these 60 days has been an internal shift within myself. Um, there's so many components that has happened and so many things. I'm also acting. I don't know if you guys know that. I think in my previous video, I may have recorded one with a friend of mine, and we were on our way to like a table reading. So I act and model, and I have a full-time job, and I'm a social butterfly. So I have a lot going on within my life and so many moving components that I feel like this passing my real estate exam was not just passing a test. It was an upgrade in the way that I choose to live my life. First of all, I had to build a certain level of discipline just to pass the test. I think I may have mentioned in the past that I took the test 5 times and I failed 4. And on the 5th time, I was having extreme doubts a couple of days before the test, like extreme anxiety, because it was, it's hard. It's hard to fail, especially when you've had so many failures. And every time I would fail that exam, it took a small piece of my confidence, which also made me feel further away from the goal that I'm trying to reach. So I remember like a day or two before, I actually was considering canceling the test. I was going to reschedule and say, just skip it and take it at a later date. But I told myself, no, I paid my money. Um, I'm going to take it. But I did prepare myself and say, you know what, Janae, you may have to take it again. You may have to take it a 6th time because so far up until this point, you have no evidence that can prove to you that you will actually pass. And I was just being straight up with myself. But then I thought about it, and a thought had came over my head, and I said, you know what? Usually, when you are on the brink of quitting, because I almost thought this wasn't for me. When you're on the brink of quitting, that's usually when success is on the other side. And because I have that level of discernment, I said to myself, this actually might be the chance, the opportunity where you pass. So, me knowing and having that level of wisdom, that was the only thing that kept me going and kept me consistent in working towards my goal. So if you're ever in a situation where you feel like this is not for me, but you know deep down inside that it is, you keep going. Don't give up, don't quit, because usually the win is always on that side when you're this close to giving up. And all the way up until all of these failures, I really wasn't like wavering. But I wavered on this last time, but I'm so happy I did it because so many doors have opened up for me. Um, like I said, I'm shooting a movie, and all of that kind of happened around the same time. I think I got casted a little bit before passing my test, but even with the movie, like the movie that I'm in, um, I play a wife who is having trouble conceiving a child. But it's so funny because the wife, the type of woman that I play in the movie, it would be the type of wife that I actually would want to be in real life. And it's just hilarious because I feel like I'm cosplaying my future self in this movie. So it's definitely a situation where I feel like everything is aligning and meant to be in certain aspects because I didn't have a vision for that aspect of my life. But because this movie and this particular script that's being written is so closely aligned to what I kind of want to be, I now have a vision for it. So I find that super interesting. Um, Also, too, I'm getting hosting opportunities and things like that in public speaking. I am also working on a lot of content creation as far as like just putting myself out there as a real estate agent, but also too, I'm in this space of okay, I'm on YouTube. I don't know where this is supposed to go, but I know that I have a good personality. I'm good on camera. I can talk to you guys. Um, 6 months ago, a year ago, I wouldn't have been able. Actually, no, my very first video, I couldn't talk past 2 minutes, and now it's like okay, I'm going right. So, but yeah, it's just a snowball effect that has just been happening. My confidence has increased. Um, there's just so many different things, and I will say I'm going to touch on the pillars at this point. I'm just rambling, but yeah. So let me get back on script and talk about the actual thing that I actually wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about. So the first thing that I learned in these last 60 days, it would definitely okay. So it was discipline. This one was the first one. Um, Having discernment. Discernment is so important. Like I said, I've had a lot of opportunities that have come towards me, but not every opportunity has been my opportunity. I've been meeting a lot of different people. Not every person is for me. And I used to be a person that tried so hard with friendships, relationships, and things like that. And I'm like, literally in the last 60 days, why am I trying so hard? I don't have to do all this. It's about reciprocity. People will show up for you when, if they're meant to show up for you, they will, you know. I found myself realizing that I was carrying a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships, and different things like that. And because I have such a full plate just in my life, I learned that I did not have um, the capacity or surplus energy to overperform for other people in other relationships. I couldn't carry it. So naturally things have just started to fall off just simply because I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the capacity to be a friend to someone who is giving me the bare minimum. I don't have that. I can't date someone who is not showing up the way that I would want them to show up. I just don't have it. I can't overperform for you. I only have my cup, and it is all I have is enough for me, you know. So discerning that and letting those things go has been another important thing that I've learned. Um, and then another one is being intentional. I think allowing myself to choose and participate in things that will propel me forward. I also found myself, like I said, I am the social butterfly. I say yes to everything. I cannot say yes to everything anymore because I don't have the capacity for it anymore. I have to pick and choose, and I have to pick and choose things that are in alignment with where I'm trying to go in life. And a lot of times, even recently, I've had to ask myself, like, is going to this place or going to this event, does this serve me? Is this going to propel me forward? And as much as I want to be a supportive person, I don't have the capacity anymore to give to certain things. Now I'm gonna touch on alignment, which is the main one that I had a huge epiphany about. And I'm just realizing that in order for me to be aligned with the version of myself that I see myself being, I have to act in accordance with that, whatever that looks like, you know. Um, the very first thing that I started with for myself is that, okay, you want to be a real estate agent. What type of real estate agent do you want to be? Somebody sees you out here on the street and you give them a business card. Do you want to look like that person? Or do you want to just carry yourself um, however you feel, you know? And when I say however I feel, I mean more casual. Um, I said no. I want to show up as that version of myself every single day. So I started for myself. I started with the way I started to take care of myself, wearing certain clothes, wearing my hair a certain way, just being put together, going outside and knowing that the whole wide world is literally could be your customer. And if I were to hand out a business card and somebody sees me, will they take me seriously? I am a huge believer in the world treats you the way that you show up. And outside of just my outside appearance, I have to act in alignment with the person that I'm trying to be. If I'm disciplined, if I say I'm going to go to the gym, I need to go to the gym. If I say I'm going to study my lines for my movie, I'm going to study my lines for my movie. I have to keep those promises to myself. If I say, hey, I'm going to attend these workshops in order to learn these different things, I need to do that, you know? Um, and I think that you have to sharpen your skills. It's not just about just um, jumping into something or a career. I feel like this is more than just a career; it's an identity. At least that's the way I feel for me. I think everybody is different, but I feel like this is aligned with my life's path. This is my purpose. One of my purposes in life. I feel like I have so many. But yeah, those are the main things that I've learned in these last 60 days. Like I said, um, it's been an internal journey. I don't even want to use the word battle because it hasn't been much of a battle. It's just been me learning more about who I am and who I'm supposed to be in this life. Um, but yeah, so thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys on the next one.